everybody, Nigel here, Hope Certified, and if you do not like the heat, this video is for you. Today we're going to be talking about Be Cool. Be Cool is a blend of herbs that can cool you down from the inside. I personally use this formula kind of a lot. Heat usually bothers me. I am not a doctor. This video is not going to be an in-depth analysis of the herbs themselves. This video is going to be detailing my personal and clinical results using this blend. As I learn more about these herbs, I will continue making updated content with more detail, more clinical stories, and stuff like that. More to come soon. So in the clinic, very simple, I've given this formula to people when they are too hot. Especially with younger people, as far as I understand, you don't really want to go crazy with this formula with older people, but for young, let's say athletes or even school kids running around doing PE all day long, sometimes they would come in and they would be hot, and especially during these Southern California summers, man, sometimes the kids would get real hot. So we would use this formula to cool them down. Here's a true story. There was a time where I was working at a summer camp and we used this formula to keep all of us cool in like 120 degree weather. We also used this formula to keep cool in a literal fire. A literal fire. If you want to hear the full story, I will link that video below. And the effect that I usually hear people say at the clinic is they go, I do feel better. I do feel pretty cool, yeah. It's not like they're like, oh, now I'm so cold. I personally have never seen that with this formula. And there have been people who have reported that it does not work for them. But I think it is worth a try. The reason I think it is worth a try is because I've seen it work many times. I've seen it work, like I said, in the fire, in 120 degree weather, and I use this formula pretty regularly myself. I've used it to survive, really hot, like late summer nights. One way I used this formula was to sleep. Actually, when it was super hot and I couldn't sleep because it was super hot, I would take Be Cool and it would help me fall asleep. Now, I haven't done that in a while. I haven't needed to do that in a while. Last year, however, I was taking this formula in the evening, in the afternoon, let's say, when it was really hot. I would come home from work and it was just so hot in my house. So I would take Be Cool and it helped. It was, again, it's not like an instant freeze cool down shock like that. It's more like I feel the heat, but it's not bothering me anymore. If the heat makes you tired, that is a different formula. If you want a video on that, please leave a comment requesting that video. If you don't like the heat, if you're someone who's allergic to the heat, I highly recommend you give this a try. I've seen it help other people. It's helped me. And it's just like having a little mini AC in your pocket. Because if you're, if you're at work or if you're at home, you don't always have AC, especially if you're at work and your AC is broken. What are you gonna do? You can take some of this, and again, not an instant freeze shock, at least that's not been my experience, but it might really help. It's worth a try in my opinion. If you would like to try Be Cool out for yourself, you may make an appointment with me. Please email nshopecertified@gmail.com. And if you're in the Southern California area, I can meet up with you depending on where you are, and you can try this out. If you want to order Be Cool, I have left a link to the product in the description. And that's going to be it for this video. Again, I am not a doctor. This is not medical advice. I am not an expert on herbs. I'm not an expert, especially on the individual herbs. And there are probably more uses for this formula that I am not aware of. All right, everybody, if you like this video, please subscribe to this YouTube channel and consider following me on Instagram. Leave a comment, leave a like, leave a dislike if you didn't like it. And if any of the information in this video is wrong, and you can see that it's wrong, or someone points out that it's wrong, I will make sure that I fix that as soon as I can. And that is it for today's video. Thank you for watching. Take care. Please subscribe. I'll see you next video. I feel like a James Bond character sometimes with the faces that I make.